Hello, good evening, good people. Uh, what a day. I hope you've all been fine and had a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in tonight. So tonight I'll be taking over lichess.org channel for a couple of hours, and feel free to join in the chat, suggest your moves or anything because tonight we're going to do the puzzle. So I'm streaming from Indonesia. It's currently 9:19 in the evening. So yeah, I think we can get started. Okay. Where was that again? Oh, here, just puzzles. Okay, so for starter, I'm telling you, my current rating is 3101, and we just got it, me and my chat, we just got it yesterday for 4 hours. Yeah, it was a long stream, but we finally got there, and I think tonight it is a very good timing to continue our streaks because we haven't done any mistakes yet. I should have calculated how many greens we got yesterday. It was all greens. I think my longest streaks was 21, if I'm not mistaken, or more than that. So it's been quite a smooth ride. I'm quite happy with how it turns out. So 1 second, guys. I should have pulled out the... there we go. So welcome to the new viewers. Sorry, I didn't put up the chat. I was forgetting that the chat has to be different. And I realized it too late. I was reading my own chat, like my own channel, and I should just have to read the chat from lichess.org's channel. So forgive me if I missed your chat before. You can start doing now. Alright, so we are already on 3101. We need 99 more points to get to 3200. Well, in my experience, to gain like 100 rating points for the puzzle, it can take literally hours, you know. But I hope we can speed this up and get to the number within 2 hours. Shall we, chat? So like what I said before, feel free to suggest any moves, feel free to suggest any ideas. Yeah, because sometimes even the simplest ideas can also be overlooked. So it's not necessarily all the complicated lines that we find in the puzzles. And the solutions, sometimes they're just very easy. Even though we're already getting to the 3100 level, some of the puzzles can be just random, you know, made in 2, made in 3, where we expect it to be very hard. But I need to remind you guys that since the puzzles are getting harder, we're already on 3100, we need to be very careful because every mistake can cost me a lot of rating points. Like, I don't know, I was experiencing minus 60, but I think my fellow streamers, they also experienced some more than 100 points, 100 points drop. So we really have to be careful. Ooh, I saw some of my new, not new, my loyal chat, which is usually on my channel, but also here. Hello, Capper Bapper and Cluth. I think you were also in my chat before. I wouldn't know so much because usually in my chat there will be this sub thingy, right? The symbol, but here it's different. Okay, everyone already started doing the chess. Let's get to it. It's Queen H6, yes. So in such a puzzle, you might want to prioritize such moves like giving a check or capturing, because most of the times, you know, the first move, it's going to be a forcing move, so, or direct attack like that. So that's why you just have to try to scan the candidate moves in such a way. Alright, let's see. So queen h6, also there is another suggestion, queen h5 followed by rook f3. So basically giving a check first and then bringing the rook around. Yeah, that's sounds like the idea. Okay, let me give some moment and also think about this. Yeah, I agree for sure. In this position, we just have to play the queen, right? Because, and first of all, we wouldn't exchange. So check. We have two candidate moves for the first move: queen h6 or queen h5, and let's see what's the difference. So let's say queen h6. The only move is king g8, and then any rook's move, yeah, to f3 or to f5, so that we can go here or here. So I think it's rook f5, because if rook f3, there might be e4. This bishop is going to protecting g3 square, but also this rook can go to h3 with another idea of giving a mate on h7 or h8. All right, let me think. Hello, Prochesi. Oh, Prochesi, sorry. And queen h5, what's the difference now? So can anyone tell what's the difference between queen h6 and queen h5? Because we need to find the difference before moving any of the moves. Yeah, there is knight f4 with the idea of probably going to g6, just covering the check, any possible check on the g file. That's also what I noticed. Queen h5, guarding f7 square if king tries to escape after f6. That sounds good. So if the queen on h5, the rook has to be on f3 then, because whenever there is f6 or f5, you cannot go to g5, right? So I think, yeah, so I think this, and then this. These are our moves. Queen h5 doesn't work, queen h6 works. Okay, let's go to some concrete line. Queen here, king here, and then let's calculate rook f3 first. Rook f3 with the idea of giving a check on g3, and it's going to be a mate. Actually, if somehow white can give a check on g file, and if black could just play f6, I don't think that looks good, or maybe it is. Yeah. So after rook f3, f6. Let's say, yeah, let's do f6. Nothing. f6 just queen g6, and then king here. All right. So guys, there's no escaping chance anyway for the king. So because whenever there's f6, either you are on h5 or on h6, you can always play queen g6 first. That's the idea, right? So f6 is not the reason for the king escape. The king will never escape. I think what we have to be aware of is whether our rook can really help the queen via f3 or f5 square. Yep, at least we get that one down the road. Okay, let's start with queen here, king here, and then rook f3. So we already established that f6 or f5 doesn't work here, so I assume the last bit of the calculation want to be either knight f4 or e4. Knight f4 can be played here because of the rook here. There's knight g6. But again, after that move, we can always play rook h3. And oh, but there's rook e8, so that doesn't work. And that's why I think you have to go to f5. Yeah. I think I think I'm getting it now. Yeah. Queen h6, king g8, and rook f5. Yes, Hammers, your line after rook h3 doesn't work because the rook can just go to e8, and whenever you give a check on h7, the king can just go to f8 and the king escapes. Hey, no joke, Jess. Thank you for pulling up that comment. It does work. How does it work? I still don't get it. Yeah. As far as I can tell, after rook h3, just rook e8 and the king escapes. Oh, hello, this is okay. Yeah, nice to see you here too. After rook e8, rook f1. That looks possible now. What's the idea? Getting f7. Oh, while the queen is already on h7, I think after you play rook f1, white can just put the knight back on f4 and just blocking the f file. Do I ever use a separate board to solve these hard ones? No, it's just on here. But I do train myself. We have our own like tactics books or anything, something like that. And I put it on the board because that requires some calculation. And once I calculate it, I just write the moves down on my notebook. And it's kind of like submitting the answer. But you were actually the one who checked the answer, so it's just a way to train. I keep getting this. I think I should turn the desktop audio off. Yeah. Yeah, what's the deal with rook f5? That's what I was trying to calculate. I was stopping a bit and calculate rook f3, but to no avail apparently. So queen here, king g8, and then rook f5. That's what we have to calculate. And now the idea is to play rook g5. Yeah, like queen g5. I'm sure the endgame would be winning for white. So. And again, after f6, there is always queen g6, king h8, rook h5, so it's a mate. And how else to stop rook g5? Oh, maybe this one, yeah? Bishop b6 and then bishop e3. We also have to look for that move. Or maybe that is actually the one that we have to watch out for. This looks good for black in the end if the bishop can reach e3. Don't you think so, guys? I don't get what you're talking about, Hammers. I think you get it wrong. I mean wrong position, the notation. All right, just to clear the air. So what you suggest was what? Like queen here, king here, rook here, knight f4, rook g3, knight g6, and then rook h3. And then here I suggest rook e8. And then you said queen h7, okay, king f7, and then rook f1, and then I said put the knight back to f4. And then you said queen h8 guaranteed a win, I mean a checkmate. I don't get it. Hello DS, Popchas, I'm good, thank you. How are you? Hi, Rachel. Oh, nice to hear that. Yes. Keep tuning in whenever Lichas is streaming, because you'll get gassed like mine. Yes, that's right, Cluth. That's what I've been trying to say. There's king e7. Unless you play rook f1 when the queen was still on h6, but in that position, let me think something else. Okay, so queen h6, king g8, rook f3, knight f4, rook g3, knight g6, rook h3, rook e8, and then here instead of playing queen h7, I'll rook f1 immediately. Oh, I saw one good move. Maybe just bishop b6 check, king here, and then bishop f2. You cannot take it because if you take it, there is queen d1. Yes, Oster. That would be another alternative after we finish calculating the direct attacks ones, because we're always looking something that is more forceful. But if we couldn't find, then we would try to find some quiet moves, such as rook d1. That's also possible. I'm not saying that it's a bad move or anything, but the variation with all the checks here, queen h6 or queen h5, followed by either rook f3 or rook f5, that needs to be checked first. But if those variations fail, then yeah, we will find other alternatives. So far, I still couldn't find a clear win after queen h6 and then rook f3. Unless, okay, let me think. Like if queen here, queen h6, king g8, rook f3, knight f4. Oh no, not knight f4. I mean not rook f3, rook f5. Yes. Oh, we passed that. I forgot. There is bishop b6 and bishop e3. We passed that. Okay, so the line with queen h6, either rook f3 or rook f5, doesn't work, yeah? Yes, Drew 20, yes. We will explore the option with rook d1. Either it's the first move or the second move, but let me finish this one first, yeah? Because those are more obvious to be the candidate moves and the candidate lines. So let's finish with those first. Yes, white is down a piece. I realized, I know. So now let's get to queen h5. I think we're finishing queen h6 already. Yeah. Let's do queen h5 for now. I think with queen h6 it doesn't win because of the variations that I just showed. So queen h5. Okay, the king has to move g8 or g7, and let's find the difference. I think it is more natural to play king g7, just trying to bring the rook around the corner to help the king. But of course, it can't be done immediately because f7 is under attack. So, okay, queen h5. Let's do king g7, rook here. Rook here doesn't work, yeah? Or maybe it does. It is, guys. Because whenever there is this one, or maybe not. I'm having a second thought. Oh, actually queen h5 looks worse because, yeah, the king can really escape. There is another additional idea with the rook on h8, you know, because after rook f3, e4 might not be the best move, but instead maybe just knight f4. And then whenever there is a check, there is knight g6. Yeah, so queen h5 doesn't really work. Hello, special cereal. Good morning to you. Hammers, you just gave me the line after knight f4. Okay. I got confused here. Some of you still stick to the plan with queen h6 and rook f3, or am I missing something in my variation? No, you cannot play queen g5, Jui, because there is a queen on d8. You're just giving you're giving up the queen. Yeah, so I think with queen h5 is clear that black can just be fine. Okay, so yeah, I still have my suspicions on queen h6. I wonder if I missed something here. Rook f3, knight f4. Check, knight g6. Here, rook e8. Yeah, I showed about the bishop f2 idea, no? Oh, thanks for your advice, Rasid. Yes. Okay. Usually if I work it out by myself, I have to be quiet and not very interactive to the chat. Yeah. Oh, hello, Victor's. How old am I? I think you can just Google me up. No, I'm not going to play against Fears. I have a laptop, but maybe that can be the theme for the next streaming of mine on the chess.org channel. I don't think you can do h3, Cliff, because the rook is on h3, and if you want to do so, it will take you a few tempi. And if you do play something like g3, it will just fail to queen d5, a check. So so many errors. Okay, guys, can you please enlighten Hammers here in the chat? I think he didn't get what I was saying before with the line that he mentioned. Okay, let me think. Um, Guys, what about this one? I think this is worth consideration. Like Queen H5, King G7, and then Queen G4 first, and then wherever the king goes, like either back to H8 or to H7, there's option like Rook F5. And then, the queen being on G file, just clearing the air. So instead of putting the rook on the G file, we are going to put it on the H file, right? But after Rook F5, there is Knight F4 that we have to think about. But after Knight F4, maybe what else can we do? We can have like Rook D1 in this time because the queen is on G4, and then maybe bring it up to D3. Like in the end, we got all our major pieces on the board, like attacking the king. Yeah, but if there is Knight F6, the reason why I chose Knight F4 is because after Knight F4, the queen can neither go to H5, H4, or H3. Whereas if the knight goes to F6, I can just play Queen H3 and then followed by Rook G5. No, Oster, I calculated until bishop b6, king h1, and then bishop f2 after rook f1. Should I repeat the variation that I just said? So queen h5, king g7, queen g4, and then let's say the king goes to h8, I guess, because if h7, it just gives more checking opportunity for the queen. Yes, we can go there, but we just found a new line. Can we just stick on this one? And if this one fails, because we've tried that queen h6 line many times, like most of the times, right? Alright, that's a good one, Cluth. That's exactly what I was trying to get my chat on. Alright, let's think. So here, king goes back, rook f5, bishop b6, isn't it? Okay, and after king h1, what do you play? Oh, what's the difference having the bishop on b6 or c7? Because both of the pieces are on the light squares, so even if you play bishop e3, it doesn't really matter. Oh, then if you play king h7, then it's different. I might have another idea of playing queen f5, and then after that I play rook f3, and yeah, that's actually better. So okay, queen h5, king g7, queen g4. You play what? King h7, and now I play queen f5 first. And where do you go? If you go king h8, I'll go. Where can I go? Can I go to rook f3? Rook f3? Oh, sorry, that's too far. Rook f3, knight f4. I need f5, yeah? Okay, so that's a good point. Okay, what did I miss? Queen h6. Ah, rook f3 in the end. Yeah, that makes sense now. Oh, thanks for the sub, reclusive writer. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's right. What dancing rockstar. Okay. I think Hammers made a good point after rook f3. After like a lot of moves. So check here, king here, rook f3, and then knight f4, rook g3, and then knight g6, rook h3, rook e8 seems forced because otherwise mate on h7, and then just immediately play rook f1, yeah, without playing queen h7. And then I was suggesting this move, bishop b6, king h1, then I suggested bishop f2, and then just give a check here, and then rook here. Yeah, so rook f3 is a double attack on f7 and f2. Black also has rook a7. Uh-huh. Alright, so let's say after rook a3, rook a7. Yep. So I guess it's rook takes f2. Yeah, I mean that line looks good. But I thought we would be able to win this in a more clearer way, because that looks already, how many moves are those? And we still try to find how black can defend it, and it's still possible to do it. Ah, queen g6, but oh yeah, the knight was still on g6, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's possible. Queen a6, king g8, there. Yeah. Queen h6 is, of course, forcing line. Alright, shall we make a decision then? I mean, we can always play it by ear after the first moves. Yeah, because there might be a lot of variations to calculate. There. King goes there. There. Yeah, if only the white king is on h1, it will be much simpler. Yeah, I mean, in that type of position, of course, if we can get our materials back, it's just winning for white, because our pieces are just more superior than black's. Alright, shall we do it, guys? Queen h6, and then rook f3 and so on. It is, after all, a very natural move to play. Okay. Alright. Let's do it. And then rook f3, of course. We already could tell that rook f5 will lose to this and this. Queen d6, see? It's nothing that we discussed before. So now just rook g3, isn't it? We tend to try the best continuation, but this is what Lichess has been doing. They'll give us, like, I don't know, even the fourth pass after such continuation. Okay, that was +2. Nice. Great. Actually, we can take a look here. I'll put the stockfish on. I don't think you guys can see it. Yep. It's not. But you can see the bar. You can see the bar. So this position. So stockfish recommended queen. Oh no, knight f4. Yeah, knight f4 is the move. So much effort, yes, for one position. I think it's worth it. Instead of losing so many points, like hundreds maybe. I know Lavon was streaming puzzle last night, isn't it? And he was about 50 points above mine, or maybe he has increased it now. I don't know. If No Joke is around, maybe he can tell me what is Lavon's puzzle rating now. Yes, I'm about to. So knight f4, rook g3, yes. Knight g6, it is force. Yes, rook h3. And then here it shows there's bishop b6. There's even queen h4. I mean, if computer can already see what's going to happen in after a few moves, I think that's natural to find queen h4. So rook e8, rook e8, queen, rook f1, exactly like the machine. There is knight h4, there is bishop b6, there is queen d7. So bishop b6 is the first choice, and then king h1. And then bishop f2, and then queen h7 check, king f8, yes, and then rook f3, and then this is already losing. I mean, the plus is still like before, you know, it's always like +7, +8. So after all these moves, the plus maintains. Yep. It is a crazy one. And the rating of that puzzle was only 2449. So it's not even that high. It's not even that high. Alright, shall we move on, chat? I think we can move on to the next one. At this rate, we will need a week to get to 3200. Yes, congratulations, Summers. Okay, continue. Okay, this is something. The king should be get mated in the corner, or maybe on g1, either square. Like maybe start with knight g3. That looks more. I mean, that looks the most natural move in this position. Knight g3. But let's calculate something, because there is one piece hanging on a6. Also c7 is hanging, even though it's a pawn, but it can be a very important point. What else? So if we decide to play knight g3, all the lines have to be concrete. So knight g3, then let's say bishop takes g3, takes. Oh, this is even more complicated. Yeah, takes, and then let's say this one. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh. I meant to do the right click. Oh, to put the arrow. I didn't mean to move it. That was so bad. Oh my goodness. I mean, even if I wanted to move it, it wouldn't be rook h8. So what? Finger slip? I meant to do, so this one is for right click, this one is for the left click. I meant to do the right click, but instead I clicked with this finger. Oh, not nice. Not nice. After all this hard work, what a lousy mistake. Whew. Yeah. This is painful. Thanks guys for the empathy. Yeah, but I know 69 isn't that bad. I mean, I think I have to be thankful that it's not 100, or I have to be thankful that it's not 70. But there was clearly unnecessary mistakes, right? Like just finger slip like that. Can always happen in online chess anyway. So my current rating, yeah, it has to be like 34. Sorry, 34. So it will be 34. But let's try to get this one. Okay, I just want to move on. I just want to move on to the next one. But let's just play this out. Yeah, let's try this one. So I don't really calculate anything. I think I'll just reserve my energy for the next puzzle. But my instinct says that it must be knight g3. Yeah, I was right. If only I did this finger slip when I was trying to do the first move, like I was trying to to create the arrow for the rook, right? And if only I did this on the first move and I did this finger slip on knight g3, it wouldn't be so bad. At least it's the right move for the first one. So, okay, knight g3, king g1. H3, I would say. What do you think? I think it's h3. I don't believe it's something like taking here or here, because it will just help white's position. Let's do h3. Oh, it was not right. All right, it is not right. But I think like in the previous puzzle, we would have spent a good half an hour to solve one. So I think with a proper amount of time thinking over this position, we will be able to solve it anyway. What is my Lichess username? It's Ikasu. You can just, guys, do the command ! streamer, and you'll have some info about me. Why can't white capture the knight? Actually, good point. We can do the analysis after we finish this one, I guess. Just put the stopwatch on and see what it says. So, yep, there you go. Bishop h3, I think it's something to do with that. With that square on h3, we need our knight to be on g3 just to blockade the g pawn from moving up, I guess, or something like that. So let's try bishop h3. Yep, we was, and then just takes this, or where should I do the discovery to? This, and then just this, or what? And just wins the material. That looks like about right. Yep. But it doesn't stop there. Okay, what else can we do in this position? Go back to e2 and then play here. But this one is under attack as well. Oh, take rook, right. Why did I miss that? Yeah, rook was hanging. Yes, that's it. And now, okay, let's calculate quickly. Why can't the knight be taken? Let's say white played this. Okay, this is just easy, yeah? We just open the h file and then that's where the attack will come from. What happened if the bishop takes this? Oh! Look at this. Starfish says it's 3 plus 4 for white after knight g3. So white is not losing. In fact, white is actually winning after king g1. Or maybe? Okay, it changes. Oh, alright, so okay. It changes its evaluation now. So I think it is winning actually after knight g3. Okay, let's take a look after this move. Bishop takes g3. We have to play hg. And then, okay, let's say ba. ba, then queen h4. h3 is the fourth move. And then just bishop h3. Okay, this is the typical attacking plan in such a King's Indian position, yeah? So, that's typical, yep. Alright. But that was a nice move. That was a nice sequence after knight g3, king in g1, and then bishop h3. Yeah, this is very nice. And this one was rated 2672. That was actually quite a high rated puzzle. Hello Naman, I'm doing, how am I doing guys? What do you think? Okay, Jiro, I'm doing fine. I'm just a bit pissed off about what just happened. Uh, what a mess with the finger slip. Okay, I'll be careful with my mouse for now. I'll be more careful actually with my fingers. Like one click away can just give us lots of disaster. Alright, since we already dropped down to 69, sadly, I think the puzzle will be a bit easier. Hello guys, oops. It was a power outage. Literally, a power outage for like a few seconds. Something that I've never experienced before. Usually if it was a power outage, it would be just even worse, like ours. So sorry for the disruption. Yeah, so it was just suddenly blacked out. And I have to... Okay, now I'm back on, yeah? Oh! Oh my goodness. What a night. Hello. Yes, back live. Wow. I was actually scared that I was talking and then suddenly it was black, right? And then it's on again now. And the router was yeah, the Wi-Fi router was refreshing as well and takes time to go back live, but here I am. I haven't even got a chance to calculate this position. Whew, but thanks for keep tuning in. I guess you knew I'd be back. Alright, let's see this, yeah? Queen h6, yeah, that looks something to do with the g7 pawn or square, yeah? So queen h6, g6 has to be played, and then rook h3, is that right? And then just get to h7. Just try to harass the king like that. Alright, I think we are... I think we can do this now. What is my profile? Guys, I need to remind you again, you can do the command exclamation mark and streamer to know more about me. Yeah, just queen h6, g6 and then rook h3. Okay, let's do this. That looks like the move anyway. Okay, and then here. Yep, it was +1. Yeah, I guess because it is that easy. Alright, we are now on 35. Okay, let's go on. Yeah, I'm used to it, Naman 64, it's fine. It's always like that after some time. That you can, it's a baby step toward your goal. So what to do in this position? Bishop c4, I guess. First move bishop c4. What do you think, guys? Let's say after bishop c4, rook f1, queen f1, and this looks just winning for us, isn't it? The discovery is there, either going to knight e7. I think knight e7 would suffice. And the king cannot move anywhere. because f8 is a mate letter, and if the queen moves somewhere, there will be a discovery followed by a checkmate. So what do you think about bishop c4? Or can you suggest any other move or ideas? Alright. After king h8, maybe it's wise to play some move like knight c7 first. So you're attacking both the rook and the queen. And once the queen has to take care of the back rank, then we can just either take d6 first. I mean, if queen e7, there is a good move, e d6, or even taking the rook will also do. I think in that position it's just winning for white. Or even in your line after queen g8, white can also just take on g8, king g8 and knight c7, a discovery and attacking the rook on a8. So what about king f8 after bishop c4? There is always knight takes c7. There's always knight takes c7, right? I mean, this discovery... Oh, no. No, I was mistaken. The bishop on c4 is hanging. So maybe instead of knight to c4, I think even... Oh, knight e3. Knight e3 is the move. Yeah, that discovery. So protecting c4 bishop, while at the same time, after rook f1, queen f1, the queen cannot block the check because f5 is protected by the knight. So here, if king f8, just knight e3. And white wins straight away, I guess. Hello, Octanian. Good evening. Yep. What do you think, guys? What about knight b6? Yeah, knight b6 also. Oh wait, if knight b6, maybe... Yeah, I think it's also winning. It's just that we achieved the same thing, and knight e3 is just safer. I don't think black will play king f8 after we play bishop c4 anyway. Alright, I think we can just play the first move first and see what black does. Yep. So king h8 was played, and now knight b6, since the king is on h8. Because we need something, we need to gain some material. Yes, knight b6. Knight e3 no longer works because it's just rook takes f1, queen takes f1, and then queen e8, for example. Because after queen f1, there is no tempo, a check on f8, because the line that we saw before, it was king f8. But now I think it's knight b6. So after rook f1, queen f1, where the queen go, then we have knight a8 as our move and have a piece up. Yep. All right, let's do this. Okay, and that was +3, guys. Not bad. I think we're crawling back to 3100 now. Yeah, we can do that. I mean, if we keep getting such easy puzzles like this, yeah, just give us away, right? Like 10, 20, doesn't matter. Okay, continue. And our rating now is 38. Yeah, that -69 was a bummer. Is this just bishop e6 and bishop takes d7? Because the back rank is just so weak. Yeah, here and then just take on d7. If rook takes, then queen takes, and that's it. And the queen cannot take because the rook will take on f8. Yeah. Okay, we can just be quick on this one. And just takes this. That was +2. Yep. Fairly easy. Alright, continue. Good. We finished a few puzzles in less than a minute. Alright. This one, is it just... I mean, g2 looks attractive. Let's say king g1, then king g3. Knight f2. Or maybe not like that. Here, knight f2, f3. And then that can just go here, yeah? And we cannot make any improvement. So maybe just king here. King e3 and then f3. Alright, let's calculate. Or there is king here. Yeah, king g4. Yeah, I agree. After looking at the other moves by the king, I think king g4 is the sound one. Because after king e3 there is king g2. We can't really push f3 because king can just take on g3, and f2 is protected by the knight and the king. So if we kick the knight away by playing king g4 and knight g1 perhaps, yeah, because after king g2 there is f3 check and then we will win the knight. And now after knight g1 we can now play f3, and the knight on g1 is kind of trapped. Yeah, I think this is the... Yep, exactly. And whenever the pawn moves, we can just keep following until... and because the pawn structure is like this, yeah, so whenever it moves, we can just mirror the move. Like if b3, b6, if b4, b5, and so on. We can just mirror the pawn's move. And in the end, white doesn't have any move, because if king e1 there is f2 and then we will win the knight, and we still have one extra pawn left. Okay, yep, I think we can do that. Just king g4. Okay, and then this. Yep, and that was oh, that doesn't give us anything. Can you see this little track symbol? Yes, you can. So apparently maybe this one is a bit too low, like 20 to 10, and it doesn't really give us any point, sadly. Alright, continue. Is this bishop f7? And what's the difference, Osterk, between plus 0 and minus 0? Yeah, I think it's bishop f7. Just try to drag the king out. I mean, there's always king h8, but let's calculate. If king takes f7, you can have queen here. If g6, queen h7. If the king goes down, then we can take the queen after that. That was the idea. You know, we want to take the queen on d8, but we want to also save our queen, because remember, this is a discovery. This knight will take on c3, and then our c3 our queen will get captured. So in order to save the queen, we will save the queen. Yeah, not like the anthem. In order to save our own queen, we have to do that, I guess. So now if bishop f7, king goes to h8, and bishop takes d8, and whenever there is knight takes c3, we can take the rook, and we will win material. Yeah. So I think we have our line. What do you think, guys? Yeah, I think so too. I'm quite confident that the line that I just found was the right one. Okay, let's do it. And then queen h5. And now we can just take on the queen. Yes. So whenever there is knight here, at least we captured the rook anyway. And in the end, we will be ahead. We'll be exchange up. Yes, we will be exchange up. What is my puzzle rating? So I just gained 2 points. So now it's 30-37. Yeah, I did one mistake unnecessarily before, like here on the second puzzle, and dropped 69. Okay. Oh, thank you, Hammers, for being here. See you again. Okay, let's move on. Thank you, Night Sky. Oh, don't worry, Fresco won. You can get it up. It took me time to get this high myself, so it's just a matter of being accustomed to all these puzzles. Okay, Copper Bapper is quite impatient. Let's do it. Bishop a2. Yep. The pinning looks, of course, natural. What else can we do there? Yeah, I think I agree with you. Just bishop a2, and the queen on c7 will be overloaded, guarding c4 and h7. Yes, Viprahara, you were here a bit too late though. There was one case of finger slip. That's why I dropped 69. I didn't intend to move it. I was actually intending to make an arrow out of that move, but instead of doing the right click, I did the left click. And I realized it too late. Yeah, Naman, I totally agree with you. If there will be more easy puzzles like this, we will be getting 3200 in no time. Okay, bishop a2, right? The first move. I mean, we still have these threats around the black king, but I think we need an additional resource, and bishop a2 just serves it right. Yeah, bishop a2, cbab, and then what else? The threat is still there. We want to play like queen g7 even. Queen g7, queen takes f takes, and then the rook on c4 will still be pinned. Yeah, I was off too. It was not only Chelsea, I was off too, like for a few seconds. I mean, my computer and other like camera was still on, the mic was still on because it connected to my computer on battery, but the router, the Wi-Fi was off, and I needed to wait until it got restarted. f7 first. Why would you play f7? F7, queen f7, and then what? Bishop a2? I think we need the pawn on f6 anyway. And after bishop a2, in that position, the rook can just go to d4. No, Naman. f7 is a check, so we have to take care of that first. Oh, you mean after bishop a2? Right, there is rook c2. Yes. There is rook c2 after bishop a2, because it's no longer pinned. Okay, I think the first move is obvious. Bishop a2 anyway. Takes, and then just takes back. And now I think it's just like this. Queen takes, king takes, and then take the rook. That's it. What do you think, guys? Yeah, exactly, Night Sky. That's just force. Good. +1 only though. Ah, such a small gain. Alright, small gain, guys. So 30-43. Alright, that's fine. We can keep doing it. Wait a second. I felt I had a deja vu of seeing this position before. So for sure, I think it is for sure, it's g5. Because if we don't do g5 when the king goes here, we might run out of tempi. So we have to just stop it first by playing g5. And then we calculate something with the pawns on A and B. Now the structure is not symmetrical, but I'm sure, you know, for example, white already moves this b3, right? So at least we have one more tempo in reserve. Oh, thank you, Ostorg. No, but sometimes even the Bas cannot really solve all the puzzles well. So it's always an advantage, you know, to have the chat helps me, because it's really helpful. At least they can be the one to check the final evaluations. And as you can tell, right, there are so many brains in my chat, and they just keep popping up the moves, the one that I have to consider, which is very helpful. Yeah, I think I've seen this. I mean, I think I solved this already before. g5 has to be played. I know that for sure. Wait. Oh, we have g6 in the end, so that is a good reserve move. So we have to take this first. And that's it. Another +1. Okay. I don't complain because this is quite easy. Yes, I am on Twitch as well. You can just do the command. exclamation mark streamer, and you'll see more about me. Hello, Mego. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I've put the hardest and it just gives the same thing, in my opinion. Okay, let's continue. Yes, I know, Osterk. I've been doing that from time to time. But really, trust me, in my opinion, it doesn't really give the hardest one. And the gain is statistically the same. It's always like this, like +1, +2, and around this. Oh, thanks, Vasco One, for the compliment. Yeah, I think that is a good explanation. The best little helper. Have I solved this one before? Really? How could my... Oh, but thank you, Chad, for remembering. Let me work it out myself. I'm just curious. So what do I have to do? I just have to move the knight. Of course, rating chess tactic cannot be compared to the FIDE rating Giova. I mean, you can also see from other platforms that provide these chess tactics features, and so many underrated players can also get like a high puzzle rating. So it cannot always be compared like that. Because in chess, you cannot always be good at tactic only. To be a good player, you also have to be good at other part of the game. Like also in strategy, not to mention the three biggest parts, right? The opening, middle game, and end game. So I think that's my 2 cents. Alright, so my chat has been suggesting all these knight moves and f4. So knight b1, knight d5, knight d1, and f4. And I don't get that express train. So f4, king d2, knight b1, king d1, and then what's next? And now the work on g5 is actually activated. So, or maybe not. I don't know. Yeah, but for sure we have to use the fact that the d3 pawn is quite advanced, and we need to make way for the pawn. But how to start it with? Knight d1 is no good because of king f4. Yeah. Is that right? And then let's say after d2, how do you stop the pawn? Yeah, I agree with king d2 after knight d1. Because after knight d1, king f4, black can just play d2, and it's actually a dangerous threat. When after rook f5, king e6, protecting the d5 square so the rook cannot go there. And after rook e5, just king d6. And the king can go nowhere near the pawn. The rook cannot stop it. So I guess that's right. So after rook knight d1, just play king d2. And if knight takes f2, that's actually a good point. And a good pawn to take. Because after knight b1, then what? Even if you play again, you will play d2. And after king e2, I don't see good follow-up. You need to make use of the e pawn too somehow. Because having the knight and the d3 pawn alone is not enough. Oh, see you, Oster, and thanks for dropping by. Knight d1, king f4, d2, rook f5, king e6. And black's next move is obvious after that. It's just knight c3 coming up. How do you stop it? Oh, then maybe rook e5, king d6, rook e8. Rook e8, king d2. No, express train. Instead of playing rook g7, white will just play rook b8, attacking the knight on b1. Just take on e4. Take on e4, king d5. Yeah, just rook e2. Yeah, there's. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, so knight d1 doesn't really work, I guess. I have doubt. I mean, technically, you don't want to be in front of your pawn when you're trying to promote such a pawn. Normally, you don't want to do that. I don't think this is an exception. Oh, the pawn was already on d2? Express train? I forgot. What was the line again? Knight b1? No. Yeah, knight b1, rook g8, f4 takes. No. Yeah, in your line there was no d2 yet. Yeah. That's why I got confused, like. Okay, this position is interesting actually. So f4, yeah, that's more forcing, but let's see. f4, king d2. Looks like it's f4 because you just want to advance the pawns, and playing f4 right away doesn't really harm your position because f4 cannot be taken. After f4, king f4, there's d2. So okay, let's see. f4, king d2, knight b1. It was my solution. Oh, you remember. Yeah, that looks nice. Yeah, that looks just like forcing, no? Because yes, after knight b1, wherever the king goes, I think you might want to play e3 afterwards and have those pawns on the third rank. And look, it looks scary. The next move you might want to just give a check. Okay, it depends where the king goes anyway. But that looks scary with the help of the knight going back to c3 and push one of the pawns and promote another, something like that. I agree with f4 and knight b1. Yes. Okay, so for the third set, the puzzle stops after knight b1. Even if it doesn't stop, we can always continue with a3, and that looks just winning for black. Okay, let's do it. And then knight b1. Oh, it's still going, right? So just a3, isn't it? Or d2 first. Okay, I'm having a doubt now. My intuition says it's e3, but maybe d2 is the right move. Because something like if here, let's say king here, e3, takes, and then rook might want to go c5 to prevent knight c3. And I think white can somehow do the blockade. So if we don't do any committal move like that, then just playing e3, takes, and let's say rook goes to c5, and maybe we can just play knight a3 followed by knight c2. I don't think white can do anything in that position. So after knight a3, the king maybe just going to d1. We can give a check first, and after king here, now we can play knight c2. Yeah. That's an interesting case, Giova. May I know how old are you? Yes, e3, right? Not d2. Thanks, Satria. Yeah, exactly. So that's why e3 has to be played. Okay, that's good. That stops there. I'm just okay. There that puzzle has 2573 rating. So let me just check it with Stockfish. What if rook c5 is being played here? Yes. That's my personal achievement, just having my calculation right. So first choice of Stockfish was knight a3. So I was right. So you just basically put the knight on c2 and then try to promote the pawn. And it's also now, yeah, if like what I say, if king d1 now, e2 first, and whenever the king goes here, now you can play knight c2, because otherwise this doesn't work. If you play knight c2 immediately, then the rook can just take the pawn. The rook can just take the knight, not the pawn. Okay, that's good. And it was a +6. Thank you, Bezalel. Yeah, okay, that's good. We can move on. Thank you, guys. Okay, and let me check my rating. Exactly on 30-50. 30-50. Alright, let's see this one. So rook b8 looks attractive. Just something to do with the back rank. So rook b8, only move is bishop f8. it's just rook g7. I was a bit slow. Yeah, rook g7, king takes g7, rook g1, and then king goes f8, and then just queen c8, bishop d8, queen takes. So after rook g1, if the king goes here, we still can play. Oh, can we? No. We just take on f7, and it's just a mate coming soon, either on g7 or on g8, right? Oh, too many arrows. Let me do that again. Rook g7, king takes, rook g1. If the king goes to f8, you play queen c8. So if the king goes here, just take on f7. And I don't think anything can be done, right? Everything is forced. Like after rook g1, and then if queen g6, you can just take it. And also because of the rook on a6 is hanging. Oh, cool. We got that very fast. That's nice. Enjoy your coffee, Satria. Yes, black can with the queen, but it is a good thing that the a6 rook is hanging after that, so that doesn't work for black. Okay, let me check once again if anything to do with rook b8 can be working, but I don't think so. Yeah, after rook b8, just bishop f8, and black's position is kind of solid. Yes, Bezalel, this is Licha's official account for streaming. After king h6, I think just the same. Queen takes. Oh, queen h3. Queen h3 is mate. If king h6, queen h6 is mate. Queen h3, not queen h6. Queen h3. Oh, I did say queen h3, didn't I? Okay, whatever. You know what I meant. Alright, let's do it. Takes, and then rook g1. That's it. And it was +2. Alright. Okay. We can do this, guys. Woo, knight and pawn in game. Okay. I think it's about a pawn race, like just c6, a2, c7, a1 queen, c8 queen, king d7, and then just mate in 2, queen d7, queen f7. So if it's a pawn race, then white wins, unless after c6 he plays, what can he play actually? Yeah, I think just push, right? Yeah, I know, right? Sometimes when I get excited like that, like my mind, no, actually, my words will be just faster than, no, it's the other way around. My mind would be just faster than my words. Like my mind was already there, and then in return, what I've been saying, I would be skipping a few words. Anyway. Yeah, I think the first move is just c6. We need to compete with the a3 pawn, because the fact that we can't stop the a3 pawn, then we just have to make a counter play. So that's pretty much logical. Yeah, c6. He cannot stop the pawn as far as I can tell. Yeah. c6, knight c4, I think we can safely take it with the knight. And after a2, c7, a1, in the end, when we promote, it's always a check, so it's comfortable. You saw this before? Ah, the knight c4. And then after knight c4, just knight takes c4, right? And what can black do after that? Ya, terima kasih Irwin. Ini hanya untuk sekarang ini biar cepet puzzle aja dulu. Yep, exactly. Okay, let's go ahead. c6. Oh, king d7, e7. Then just c7, right? Yeah, let's do it. Okay, we have to take, otherwise there is knight here check and then take the queen. So take it first. And that was +1. Okay, +1. Yeah, it finished after knight c4, exactly. Okay, continue. And after this, I think I'll be wrapping up in about 15 minutes before I rate you guys to my own channel where I will play with my subs. So make sure you go to my channel and sub me. Sub my channel so you can play against me. Alright, let's see this position. So queen e5 looks tempting. Queen e5, the king cannot go because rook h8 mate. So after queen e5, some piece has to block or cover the king. So how to cover it with this rook or this rook? If this rook, then then we have queen g5, easy. Yeah, we have queen g5. So after this has to be the rook that's covering the check. And now just queen h5, I guess. Aiming to go h8 because after rook here, queen h8, king here, and then just rook h7 mate. Rook g7 is still there, but it's not worth continuation. Oh, hello, Wizen. You're here too. Yes, if after queen e5, rook f6, yes, queen h5. I think that is quite simple. You just try to get the king mated. I think we can start it, yeah? We can start now with queen e5. Oh! My goodness! What did I do wrong? No rush, too late for dessert. What? Wait, let me think. Oh, it's rook f8. Yeah, rook f8, right, guys? Yeah, you also confirm it's rook f8. That is cruel. That is cruel. I'm now not even 3,000 anymore. Yeah, minus 80 for real. How could this be minus 80? In our past mistake, and our rating was even higher, it was minus 69. And now we got minus 80. Oh, this evening is not totally my night. Oh, yeah, what is the difference? Okay, so I'm sure it is rook f8 now. And then followed by queen e5. Not even queen f5. Not even queen e5. Oh, this one? And then just this one? That's it? Okay. And that was rated 2409, so this would have given me either +2 or +3. Yeah, so let's take a look the other move. Yeah, what's wrong with queen e5? Rook here and then queen here. Is it this? Yeah, it's just rook h6. Yeah, maybe I forgot to think about that one. This is girl. This is girl. Okay, and the other move, like after this, and then here, what is the mistake? Just here, yeah, and there's nothing after this. Probably just this. Yeah, and after this, just this. The king escapes. Okay. What a puzzle. Okay. Let's do it again. And now we are 2973. Yeah, we need 27 more points to actually get to 3,000. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was just too confident on that one. That was pure mistake. Not like the one that I did before, the one with the finger slip. Yes, Octanian, you shouldn't have left. See what I've done without you? Okay, alright. I learned my lesson the hard way. So let's now move on. Isn't this just queen e8, bishop h6? Something like that? So queen e8, bishop h6. Oh, no. Queen e8, bishop h6, just take. Queen f8, king f8, bishop h6, king g8, and rook e8 mate. It's forced mate, yep. No, instead of bishop h6. Yeah, just take on f8 first. Yeah, okay, this might just give us +1. Or I think +1 at best. Oh, +3! That was a nice surprise. That was +3. Okay, so Lichas always give this type of puzzle as a consolation after you drop lots of rating points, so I don't mind. Okay, is this also forcing mate? Alright, so this one is just rook d5, c d5, and bishop d2, because the queen cannot take on d2 back because queen f3, right? Because if we take on d2 now, queen d2, queen f3, there is e5, and g2 will be protected. Rook d5, queen d5, so we can't really get any mating idea anymore. So yeah, I think so. Just rook d5 first and bishop d2. And the rook has to go on e1, but in that position we would already have an edge, right? Two bishop for a rook. So that's also, I mean, that's already an advantage. Yeah, exactly. What else? I'm a bit worried, because this looks like we already conclude the solution quite quickly. I'm just worried that we missed something that we didn't see. Okay, yeah, rook d5 is the move. I'm just trying to find if there are any other moves that both black and white could play compared to the ones that we already calculated. Yeah, let's just do it, yeah? Just rook d5. Okay. Then this one. Okay, good. +4. What a consolation point. That's good. +4, guys. Happy. And that was 2397 rated puzzle. And we keep gaining and gaining. And now we are on 2981. Oh, sorry, 80, exactly. 2980, so we need 20 more points to get to 3000. Let's see how fast we can get to 3000. Oh yeah, for the new viewers, you can do the command !mark and streamer. So !mark streamer to find more about me. Okay, let's do this. So just rook e1, f2, and then promote as a depends as a knight. Yeah. So I think I know what you meant for dessert. Like after. Wait, what? No, I think messy answer. After f2, just queen takes f2. White would already win a knight up in that position. So rook e1. King takes e1, f2. How could you up an exchange? You just sacrifice your rook on e1, so you literally only have one rook left on f8. Okay, for dessert says no rush, so that means I'm wrong. But let me finish that calculation. I'm just curious. Rook e1, king e1, f2. If king goes to d1, then we can promote as a queen. If the queen goes to e2, then I'm just trying if promoting as a knight is possible. But we can play queen d3 and takes on g1 as a queen, right? Is that winning though? I have my doubt. Check. Oh, if king goes to d2, then we can just play queen f4, check, and then take on g1 with, and promote as a queen. So that leaves us with king e2. So rook e1, king e1, f2, king e2. Can we play g1 knight? G1 knight, if the king goes to e1, queen f2. Does it even work? No, it doesn't. Just play king d1. So rook e1, king e1, f2, king e2. But that looks just simple. We can just promote right away. G1 queen, rook takes d4. Isn't it mate somewhere? Rook f2. Oh no, rook f2, king e3, queen e3, knight e2. No. The king cannot go to e3 because it's discovery. So the king has to go to d3. And after d3, queen g3, king e4, and mate on f4. Oh, did I get it? Did I get it? This is my line. Rook e1, king takes e1, f2, the king has to go to e2, and then just immediately take on g1 as a queen. Rook takes d4, and then rook goes to f2 check, and the king here cannot go to e3 because it will be a nasty discovery, like rook takes h2 for example. So the king on e2 has to go to d3, and in this position we can play queen g3 check, and okay, you can play knight f3, but that doesn't really help your position, right? Black will always win anyway, and if the king goes to e4, there is a checkmate on f4, rook f4, and the king, yeah, it's a checkmate. What do you think, guys, about the line that I just show you? I think that works. So we don't really need to focus on taking the d3 rook or anything. We can just do that and get all these pieces to get the king mated. Oh, what? F2? Just look at other moves. Okay, after rook d4, rook e1, king g2, fg1. Oh yeah, that if black allows that, then yeah, that's what's going to happen. F2. Exactly. Yeah, Fergisart seems to know all the puzzles. Yeah, F2 looks nice. So there's no thing, yeah? Like if F2, rook takes g7, queen g7, there's nothing. Wow, f2. Okay. So rook e1 looks tempting, and f2 is now looks also tempting. It's a clear plan after f2 then rook e1. What? Yes. You almost got me confused, Miss Yasser. Yeah, I mean, I agree. F2 now looks pretty good, but I'm still wondering what's the refutation of rook e1. No, f2 queen e8, there is just f takes g1 queen. So that's not the solution. Oh, okay. I think both are winning, but by playing f2, you actually are closer to mate the king. I mean, in my variation, there's some variation where um, some pieces can be just traded just to avoid the checkmate, even though it still be winning in the end. But just by playing f2, there's no refutation to the checkmate, I guess. In any line, there's always be a checkmate to the king. Just trying to making sense of these two options. Yes, exactly, West Ringers. Rook e1 will just win also, but it will take black a longer time to actually win. I mean, still winning, but f2, you can get it faster. Mm-hmm. Yeah, f2 looks nice. I, I can't see any good moves for white because it's quite concrete. Like, whatever you do, rook e1 will always be the next move, or simply just take on g1 if somehow white allows black to do that. Yeah, I think so. Okay, let's go f2 and let's see. Before I move that, what do you think for dessert? Just checking first. Yeah, after queen g1 in that variation, rook e1, king e1, queen g1, I think king can just simply go to d2, right? And whenever you have f2, that's fine. f1 will you in the end white can always take it. So that doesn't really feel right for me. Hey, it's a go. It's a go. It's a green light for dessert. So f2 it is. Okay. Right. I don't want to be too rushy, but I think it's just rook e1, right? And then rook g1, and after king goes here, we can play. What can we play? There's a lot of good moves actually. Rook e1, king here. We can promote. Knight takes. Queen here, check. King h3, and then we can take on f1, and it's a check. And if king goes to h2, it's a mate on h1. If the king goes to h4, There should be some mate. But I think for sure it is rook e1. Yeah? What do you think, guys? I'm quite nervous that I might be wrong. Rook e1. Oh, it was different thing. Okay, let's do it. Oh, that's it. And it was plus 11. Oh, that's good. We need 9 more. Okay, that was good. That was plus 11. So let me turn the engine on. And actually, okay, this was our calculation here. Yeah, rook e1 is also, no, rook e1 is not winning. Here, f2, king e2 takes, rook d4. Oh, rook f2 is not winning. King d3, queen g3, knight f3. Oh, knight f3. We saw this, but I didn't calculate that far. King d2. Oh, and I cannot do any checks. Like here, just 92, and that's it. And white will just be a piece up, so that doesn't work. So there's no mate. That's good to know. There's no mate on rook e1 line. The best thing you can do is just to get a draw. Yeah, I shouldn't have dismissed knight f3. And fs. I'm good, thank you. Yes, I do mine. Sorry. Alright, let's continue. I know that I'm supposed to wrap up before, but this is just an, we just need 9 more points to be 3,000. So let's just do it. So this should be just some check, yeah? Like bishop b4. And then king here. And then what? Oh, and then just rook f1. Trying to give a mate on here. Oh, that was easy. That's easy. Because after queen takes, we can just come back to e1 and then pin the queen. What do you think, guys? So bishop b4, king e8 here. I mean, of course the king can go anywhere else, but that just makes it easier for white, I guess. If the king goes here, we can just play e7, the queen has to block it, and then we can always have time to play something like rook d1, rook d8. Or, no, even like rook f1, rook f8, it's even more faster. So if the king goes to d8, the same, we can always play e7 check, the king goes to e8, and then rook f1, and f8 is unavoidable. Yeah? Alright, let's do it. Yeah. And then rook f1. And that one simple trick. +2. Yay. We got it quite fast. That's nice. Continue. So we need 7 more points to be back to 3,000. Oh, this is just force mate. Queen f3, bishop h3, rook e1. Right? I don't think this will give us any point. Even if it gives us, this is just +1. Okay. Yes, +1. Alright, 6 more points to go. Wow. Yeah, it was quite easy. So there's actually nothing much in the back rank, right? Like after queen a8, king d7, and no checkmate or anything. That looks scary, but there's actually nothing. So I think we can just focus on what's happening around the white king actually. Ah, rook h3, what a move. And there's nothing that white can do, yeah? Yeah, that's very interesting. What was the name of the type of that mate again? I forgot. I know it somewhere. Is it? It's not Anastasia, isn't it? Oh, I was right. It is Anastasia. I was just trying to remember the preschool chess topics. uh, so my memory still serves me right. Good. Yeah, I don't think there is any mate on the back rank. Oh, hi, 11 Bush. And hello, the new viewers who just joined with us. In a few minutes, I think we will wrap this up, but we will continue on my channel. Okay, I think this is a go. Yeah, just knight e2, rook h3, and I don't think white can stop our attack. Yeah, let's say check here, here. Even if the knight goes here, we can just simply play king e8, not even taking it, because if taking it, there's queen b7 and then take the queen. Yeah, so we always have a hiding square on e8 when necessary. All right, I think we can do that. Okay. This one just takes on the queen, right? Okay, that was +1. Alright, fairly easy, but rook h3 was so interesting. I think we deserve more than 1 point in this puzzle. Alright, let's continue. What is this? Oh, this is just zugzwang. Bishop f5 and bishop g6. Oh, right. I keep forgetting there is a stalemate idea of rook d7. Oof, almost. So, I think we just have to run away with the king going to f6, isn't it? Just to avoid this stalemate idea. Yeah. Yeah, just after this, and then I think the rook will be in zugzwang anyway. Yeah, we just have to be aware of this stalemating idea. This is winning for white. Okay, I think that's it. Because if the king goes to d5, I don't see the follow-up, like what else after that. But at least if the king goes to e5, we have f6, and then there is a clear idea on what to do for white. The rook might be in Zugzwang, and then there's always an idea, like for example bishop f5 or anything. Easy, just e7 and bishop c6. Messy answer to answer your question. Right? Okay, let's do it. Oh, that was +5. So we were exactly on 3000. Yay, that was a good one. Okay, guys, I think that's it for now on Licha's channel. Let's switch to mine and I will play the subs. 1 second, how to do this? Is No Joke here? Hey, No Joke, can you help me please? Yeah, I'll just put this. Yeah, please do it. Somehow I got froze. Okay, I'm rating you guys to my own channel, so be prepared. You can take a look at this position while waiting. Oh, I'm live? Okay. Am I on my channel now? Oh, hello. Okay, good.